Hey guys, welcome back to the channel where I cover missing persons, unsolved cases, crime news, and more. So there's more audio that has been released through the FOIA, thanks to Grizzly True Crime, as well as some others. We've been able to get a hold of that. So we're going to finish going through Jen Soto's interviews, and then in next videos I'll do, there is going to be an interview with another one with Stefan. I think we've heard most of his, but we will go back through them. But one I'm really anxious to get through is his father, Christopher. So let's jump into, I believe there's two more that we haven't heard from Jennifer. So here we go.
Tuesday, February 27th, 2024, 11:16 hours for OCSO case 24-011313. Can you state your full name?
Jennifer Soto.
All right, Jennifer. So I'm here to talk to you today. We're going to talk about, and you're familiar with kind of why we're talking right now, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me when is the last time you were with Saw?
Saw her, I'm going to say Sunday night.
Okay.
I heard her Monday getting ready for school.
So you last saw her Sunday night about what time?
I would say 11 p.m. before she went to bed.
And you were here at home?
Yeah.
Gotcha. And where did she go to bed? Was she in her room, your room, or something else?
She actually slept upstairs with, we have a guest bedroom. We were all going to sleep together in the same bed, but I needed some good sleep. And I got a new job recently. I haven't been well rested. I needed some sleep. So I asked, hey, can you guys go to the guest bedroom upstairs?
Mm-hmm.
I knew he was going to get her ready. And
Sorry. Okay, so you needed some good sleep. So was it about 11 o'clock?
yeah. I sent them upstairs and I went to bed.
Okay. And that was about 11?
Yeah.
And do you guys normally all sleep together? Because I know you said that she sleeps in your room with you typically, right?
She sleeps with me typically. Typically when he comes into town, because he lives with his parents in Northport, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
When he comes to town, he'll sleep in the guest bedroom.
Okay. And Stefan is the one you're referring to, right?
Yeah, Stefan's friends.
Stefan. How often does he stay here?
Oh, he moved away back in December, so I'm gonna say he's visited at least 2 to 3 times since then.
Okay. Why did he move away?
He was offered a better, well, his dad had offered him a job,
Mm-hmm.
but it fell through.
Oh.
So
okay.
now we're trying to get him back here.
And he just visits?
Yeah.
When he visits, does he stay for like hours, days, weeks?
I would say days. This time we had planned on him staying a whole week because I was going through training at work.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted him to be here to help me with the dog, help me with the training.
Okay, so this time he was planning to stay for a week. How long has he been here? Or when did he arrive, rather, this time?
I can't remember if he arrived Saturday or Sunday morning.
Okay, that's fine. Sometime this weekend?
Yeah.
So that was last night around 11. And so about what time did you hear her on Monday morning?
I heard everyone getting ready around, I'm going to say 7:30, 8 o'clock.
And was it just Steph? Who else lives here?
I have roommates.
Okay.
I have Angelica Negro, was one roommate, and then Natalie Rosiero.
Okay. And you just heard all of them, or did you hear anyone in specific?
No, I just heard, if anything, Stefan came and woke me up accidentally because he was trying to let the dog out.
Mm-hmm.
And the dog gets really nervous sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So I was trying to help him with that, get him on his leash. But he got him situated and took him for a walk.
Okay. Did you hear around 7 or 8?
I heard noises in the kitchen, but I'm not sure,
Not sure who it was exactly.
Who it was exactly, yeah.
Gotcha.
It could have been any of the roommates.
But you didn't see her leave Monday morning. Were you still in bed or still in your room?
I was still asleep, yeah.
Gotcha.
See, this is confirms. Remember how Jen was stating that she knew what she was wearing. So the whole story around when she last saw her daughter, it's a little funky. And it's become obvious to me listening to these interviews that Jen really has some issues. That does not excuse, in my opinion, her behavior for not taking care of Maddie, but obviously she's got some mental health issues, and honestly, I hope that she can get through that. But at the same time, it's really sad that her daughter had to suffer because of all this.
What time does she normally leave for school?
We usually leave around 8:50 at the latest.
Okay. What time does she have to be to school by?
9:28 is when school starts.
Gotcha. And so I think you had said the previous night, you and Stefan had agreed that he was going to get and take her in the morning? Okay.
And they were going to stop at McDonald's and get breakfast, but she changed her mind last minute and did not want McDonald's.
Okay. When'd you find that out?
When did I find that out? When Stefan called me around 10:18 in the morning, I had stepped out to go get blood work done.
Mm-hmm.
And he had just let me know that he just got back home from running a few errands. And that I asked, did you guys ever just stop at McDonald's? And he said, no, she changed her mind. He tried convincing her a few times, but she did not want McDonald's anymore.
What time did you leave the house yesterday in the morning? Or what time did you step out, rather?
I'm going to say around 9:30.
Had Stefan returned at all?
No.
So you were there from, just so I have my times kind of right, so you woke up around 7 or 8. You saw Stefan, because you helped him with the dog, because he was letting the dog out, right?
Yeah.
And then did you go back to sleep, or were you just kind of in the room?
I laid back down and went back to sleep.
Okay. And then, do you remember what time you woke up after that?
I believe I set my alarm for 9 a.m.
Gotcha. So, it would have been around 9 a.m. that you woke up. And in that time, you didn't see Stefan return at all? Okay. You left around 9:30, and then Stefan called you around 10 to say he got home?
Yeah.
Cool. Got it. Okay. Did he say anything else aside from she didn't want to go to McDonald's?
About her, no. About his morning, yes. He had tried going to the vape shop when it opened right after he dropped her off from school and waited, but they never opened on time, so he came back, hung out a little bit. He came home around 10 and then went back out eventually to the vape store to go get some vape stuff.
So he left after 10. What time did you get back home for the day?
me check something. I want to check what time my blood work appointment is at. I'll give you more of an accurate time.
Yeah.
This is the same day as the previous interview, February 27th, but does seem like she's a bit different with this detective. I don't know if it's because it's a different time of day, that he's a male. I don't know. But while she's still sketchy on some details, she does seem to remember more in this interview than she did with the later interview, the first video I posted.
Okay, so my appointment was at 10:15 and it took them 45 minutes to see me. So I didn't get home until 11:15, 11:30.
Mm-hmm. And was Stefan back at that point in time?
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
I can't remember.
And then what did the day look like after that? It's fine.
So I did my blood work, and I came back, and then I just waited. I waited for the rest of the day until 2:30 to leave. I wait in the car line, so I'm first in line to pick her up.
Yeah, that car line can be vicious. So you left approximately 2:30.
Yeah.
And pickups around 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now when you got there at 4, then what happened?
I waited in the car line for about 10 minutes, and she never came out. So I thought maybe I missed her. I couldn't remember if I told her I was picking her up from school that day or if she had to walk to the office.
Okay.
So I went to the office to see if she made it. She never did. I drove around a little bit.
Okay.
I drove around a little bit, looking for her. I went back to the school. The school was closed at this point. I wanted to speak to somebody at the office to see if anybody could tell me if she had been there. I think at this point I had called, before I went to the school, I actually called her best friend and I said, "Hey, with you, I can't find her. She didn't walk to the office and she wasn't at school when I went to pick her up." She said she never made it. She's it's a first or second period, and I'm like, "What do you mean? I dropped her off, or we dropped her off close to school." And she said she didn't make it to first or second period. I said, "Please check with the rest of your friends." She did. She got back to me, said none of them saw her today. I emailed one of her teachers. Her teacher texted me her attendance for the whole day and told me she wasn't in school at all. That's when I knew something was wrong, and I freaked out.
Okay. Is it typical of to walk to after school?
If I'm working, yes.
And where? I mean, in relation to the school, like, is it a close walk, long walk?
It's a very close walk.
Okay. So typically in the morning, or I guess before Stefan moved, did he live with y'all? So it's typical of him to be able to get her ready in the mornings and drop her to school. Do you all tend to split that responsibility, or what does that look like?
Typically, I do it.
Okay.
This morning, because of my work schedule, because I've been so exhausted, I asked him to take over and do it, and he said he would.
Okay. Has he done it before, though? Like, is he familiar with how to drop her off? And
I'm gonna say he's done it once or twice before. I'm not too sure.
Okay. In the time since he's been back, well, not this time because he's only come back over the weekend, but in the other times, he's done it maybe once or twice.
I'm gonna say yeah.
Is there any reason that he drops her off, or he dropped her off a block away instead of dropping her off to the school?
Because she asked. Because she is embarrassed of his car.
Really? When did she express that?
Multiple times when we've been like, okay, I think Stefan might take you to school or he might pick you up. She goes, can he pick me up far away? Can he leave me here? Like, I don't want to be seen. I'm just like,
what car does he drive? I'm curious.
it's that Buick.
Oh, okay.
But to her, that's an old hoopty car.
Fancy taste. I get it. Can you remember anything about Sunday or Saturday or this weekend where she may have said that she was wanting to hang out with friends or something she was wanting to do or anything?
On Sunday, she actually had a party and she had some friends come over.
Mm-hmm.
So she hasn't expressed that she wanted. She actually got to spend time with friends and family. She had a great Sunday.
Okay.
She came back with a lot of presents. She was super happy.
Okay. So, no arguments at home recently or anything?
No, nothing like that.
Has she ever, in the totality of, I guess, everything, as long as she's been, ever gone off to spend time by herself or gone to hang out at a park by herself or something to kind of clear her own head?
So there's a lake right behind this building.
Mm-hmm.
She'll sometimes sit at the dock or by the lake, but I check on her often.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out, I mean, if she, I don't know if something at school upset her, something here upset her. Not that it would be anyone's fault, but if there's somewhere that she may go for, like, you know, peace of mind.
Yeah, it would be the lake right behind the house.
Does she do any extracurriculars?
No.
Got it. Now you're,
I don't know. Do you guys think that Jen checked on Maddie regularly when she went out behind the house by the lake and all that? I'm a little unsure about that. But she doesn't seem like a helicopter parent. But maybe she did. And sad to hear that she didn't have any extracurricular activities. That might have helped her a lot.
your roommates. I know you told me their names earlier, but can you give them to me again? I didn't write them down.
Sure. Angelica. And then Nigro, Nigro.
Uh-huh.
And then Nathalie, which is Nathalie. Rosero.
Rosero. Okay. Do you have their phone numbers by chance? If they're not here. Are you okay? Do you have to use the bathroom?
No, I'm just anxious.
Oh, okay.
I've got anxiety. Let me see. Where is...
She's having anxiety. Well, she should be anxious because her daughter's missing. But I think her anxiety has more to do with that she knows her daughter is gone. And she's got the secret. And detectives and nobody knows that yet.
Okay, Angelica, she primarily speaks Spanish, so you probably need a Spanish speaker.
Got it. When's the last time you got in any kind of trouble at home?
I'm gonna say a few weeks ago.
What was that for?
I don't think... If she gets a yelling, or if she gets in trouble for anything, it's for her disorganization and messiness. So she leaves laundry on the floor,
Okay.
her room's a mess, she keeps her space very disorganized. So I kind of get on top of her. Do I remember the actual argument? No. When I went through her text messages back on February 2nd or 3rd, she had expressed to a friend that, you know, I was crazy. I was acting, you know, being nuts.
Almost old stuff to say.
Yeah, apparently I don't remember this in this conversation. I remember saying this once, but not in February. But she had said, you know, if she continues to behave this way or not listen, you know, when she turns 18, I'm not going to want to live with her.
Okay.
Or also I would ship her off to her dad's.
Oh.
But I never...
Where's your dad live?
Houston, Texas.
Okay. Has she ever expressed wanting to go back and live with them?
No.
How often does she see him or talk to him at all?
Talks to him once in a while.
Via phone or probably?
Yeah, via phone, yeah.
Okay.
Text message or Instagram, they'll message each other. But I talked to him last night, and she's like, just so you're aware, she hasn't said anything about making plans to come over here or see me or come visit me, so he doesn't have any information on where she might be.
Okay.
He's actually willing to come over here, too, if we need him to.
Okay.
The sad part is if she was living with her father and stepmother, or she had at least confided in them, things would have been a lot different. It's really sad, you know, looking back at it.
But she's never made any plans, I guess, to go see him.
No.
What's her dad's name? Do you know his phone number?
So I think it's this one.
And he lives in Texas.
In Houston, yeah.
How long has he lived? Or how long?
He was in the military way. Either it's Kansas or...
Oh, so he's never had any, like, custody or anything with her?
Nothing.
Okay. And has she ever formed a relationship with him where they bond and talk or anything that, like, I guess I would try to rule out the possibility that she would be trying to go to Texas and see him or meet up with him, or...
They're as close as they can be with how limited contact he does have with her. He texts her once in a blue, right? Not as consistent as I would like him to, but
okay.
I don't think she's making her move to go.
Yeah.
She's left her debit card here. All of her money's here. Her cell phone's here.
Is it typical of her to leave her cell phone? Does she normally have it?
She's got ADHD. She's very forgetful. This happens often.
Oh, so she frequently forgets her things?
Yeah.
Okay. As far as her mental diagnosis, she's diagnosed with ADHD. How long has she had ADHD?
Since she was like 5, 6. They also diagnosed her at the same time with autism. So she's had an autism diagnosis for a few years now. I've reassessed her recently. They told me she had some autistic traits, but they weren't sure if she was autistic.
So I mean, do you ever notice her mental capacity impacting her ability to I guess, be around other kids or function normally?
I would say sometimes, because she acts... I'm not sure. Sometimes she'll make some decisions that I'm just like, where did that come from? Like,
I mean, is that like, would that be a result of a mental disability, or would that be like a result of her being... I mean, does she... I guess, like, basic questions I always kind of ask her. Can she feed herself without assistance? Does she shower and bathe without assistance? I mean, she has a phone, so she can text and talk to people. She has friends at school. Gotcha. And has she ever complained about school?
Not complained exactly. I know it's tough on her. She's given a lot of work. She's always behind on work.
Okay. Got it. And I think the deputies already last night kind of went through her social media a little bit, but if you're okay with it, I'd actually like to take her phone so that I can see if I can get anything else from it. Typically me being able to go through it and go through text and social media will help me sort of establish a pattern of where people go and whatnot. If that's something you'd let me do.
Sure. Will you take her phone away forever, or just for right now?
Just for as long as I need it to actually go through it. So
okay.
I'll give it back to you as soon as I'm done. As soon as we find her, I'll give it back to her, hopefully. Yeah, I mean, that's just about all the questions I have at the moment. You know her better than I do. I guess my last thing would be like, what do you think based off of everything that we've talked about and everything that you've learned so far? Is anything sticking out to you?
No. Based off of everything, me knowing her and knowing how she is and how tight-knit we are, like, I don't think she would run away. Mm-hmm. I feel like she was taken, like, on that short walk from where she was dropped off to the school. It was early in the morning. I'm not sure how many cars were around. Mm-hmm. I think she was dropped off somewhere between 8:30 and 8:45 in the morning, which is earlier than we normally take her. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I want to say, I think from what I understood, Orange County got footage of someone by the church in a description of what she was wearing early that morning, mm-hmm. just hanging out in the parking lot, and then she got up and left.
Yeah, so the video, they wrote it here, but there was a video of essentially what looks like her at around 8:45, just about that time, walking into that church parking lot that's right near where she got dropped off by Stefan, and it looks like she sits there for about 15 minutes or so and then walks away. So
I'm wondering if it's typical for her to wait at that parking lot too for my stepdad to pick her up from school, so it's not abnormal for her to hang out there
in that parking lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you think of any reason why she might have chosen yesterday morning to wait there? I mean, obviously, your stepdad's not picking her up in the morning. But
I wonder if she knew, like, if she had an idea she was super early, so she was just trying to kill time a little bit. Mm-hmm. But I don't know why she didn't go directly to the school. Like, yeah. She should have.
Okay.
I know when Stefan dropped her off, he said that he saw her rummaging through her phone as he drove away, like deeply looking into her backpack. Her backpack. Yeah. I'm assuming she was looking for her phone and realized she didn't have it with her at that time.
Got it.
But
okay. Yeah. Does she have any kind of boyfriend or significant other at school that she's ever talked about or expressed?
No boyfriend. She did recently tell Stefan that she had a crush on a boy.
Oh, okay.
And we saw messages between them, and nothing seemed weird. But you can look through that as well. His name is...
I assume another middle school boy?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. All right. Well, that is all the questions I have for you right now. I'm going to go ahead and end this, and I'll just get one more quick thing from you. 11:44 hours.
Alright, I'm gonna stop it right there, and then I'm gonna do a second video for there's an interview, well, a conversation / interview they have with Jen on their way to, sounds like the press conference. That way you guys can listen to these separately. Again, a lot of this stuff is not new, but there was a few new tidbits in there that I hadn't heard before. And it is interesting, when they have multiple interviews, because they try to see how consistent the witnesses are and what have you. So I do think it's interesting when they have different detectives, different investigators, and then they go back and, check up on what they've told them before. So that actually helps with how honest, how consistent is this person. And, as critical as I am about Jen Soto and her behavior, she's got no excuse for it. I mean, honestly, I don't feel sorry for her. I mean, I feel sorry that she lost Maddie. I don't know, what she feels, but I really do think she's got some mental issues. And I don't know if that's been something she's gone through her whole life. And if Maddie had some issues as well, like she's stating, that could have come from, from her side of the family. Again, that's, it could be also from both sides. We all know how that goes. And as far as ADHD, that sort of stuff, I mean, I don't necessarily think that plays in as much to it as other behaviors. But with her struggles, I think it had to do with the fact that she was being abused. That's the bottom line. Again, how much did Jen know? We all sit here and we believe that how could she have not known? And I have seen the comments stating that it is possible she was that oblivious to it all. And now we're hearing that she's probably not going to be charged. It's rough. It's hard to, on the outside looking in with such, this sort of a case. I think that it's hard for us to understand how could she have not known what her young daughter was going through. And considering that she kind of was the single mom raising Maddie, and where, her father was in Texas and, he was involved in her life. But for those that don't know, Jennifer got pregnant with Maddie, and Dad Tyler got married not long after that to Maddie's stepmother, Tatiana. But from what I understood, she had a good relationship with her father and her stepmother. So there's a lot that I would like to hear about that side of the family when they are prepared to speak about it. But I believe she was very, very loved by her father and her stepmother and that side of the family. And I like to believe that her mom's side cared about her greatly as well. I think there's a lot more secrets and a lot more going on with her family here in Florida. But I think it's going to come out in trial. It's going to come out. But the bottom line is I do think that Jen knew something. She knew something. Did she shrug it off? Was she involved? I don't know what extent that is. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Again, she's, in my opinion, whether or not she's ever charged, I think that she could have saved her daughter. I personally think that that's the case. I don't think she's entirely oblivious to it all. But, let me know what you guys think. Alright, guys. I hope you have a great rest of the day. And most of all, stay safe.